So, here we are once again with the CBC podcast. This is the main show, and of course, I am your weekly host when I'm around, Armin. You guys can find me at Arminis, and also Comic Bookcast at Comic Bookcast, or just Google Comic Bookcast, all one word. And we are here, a few of us, so I'm joined by Mitch.
What's up? You can find me at Mitch692.
And also Tristan.
Hey guys, you can catch me at It's J Chance.
And believe it or not, I came so prepared, I forgot to write down the show notes for myself. So, this is off to a great start right now. So
Use the Google Drive, though.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Yeah. It's like Joe left it there.
It's so many clicks, though. You don't.
It's literally 3 clicks away.
So you guys are getting a peek into the inside workings of how I do this. So we're right on time, but not really, though, recording
And by
this.
he means how he doesn't do it.
Exactly. So, as always, you guys can join us weekly when we're streaming. Follow us pretty much anywhere. We post up a link, and you can catch the show early before it gets released, after it's done rendering and processing on YouTube and all that, which sometimes can take 5 minutes, sometimes 2 days, sometimes 50 minutes. I don't know. Nobody knows. Whatever. So, you'll hear this on YouTube whenever, I guess. So, thumbs up. Imaginary thumbs up. So, yeah, let's get into the first topic. First look at the rescue armor. Now, this is official. It's a real leak. Like, this is a real thing. I know people are trying to figure out, being like, is this fake? Is it not? Look, it's real. Or that's like the greatest Photoshop I've ever seen. So
I'd say there's no way that's photoshopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not Photoshop. People are saying like they just Photoshopped your head onto some armor.
It's like, well, where'd you whoever if it is Photoshop, which I don't think it is, because there's too much pointing to the fact that we're going to get rescue anyway. So that's one hell of a Photoshop job.
Yeah, but was any version of the rescue armor blue?
Yes, the Armored Adventures rescue was purple and silver.
Yeah.
Okay. Because like every other one people have been showing, and she's like been like a variant of like red.
Let's be real. If it was just red, it would kind of be boring, because that's Iron Man.
I'd say she would just be Iron Man.
And that's all people would
like,
then call it then, So it's like, well...
Iron Man with iron titties.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
So, it looks like the comic version, just with the Armored Adventures paint job on it. It's fine.
It looks...
I want to see if they have like the pointy face mask. I don't know if they will, but...
I mean, there were also those toy leaks, which kind of revealed like the look to us anyway, and...
Well, you say revealed. It's like, there's a purple and silver blur on a greyish white. you kind of know what it is, but you can't really see what it looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they use this, but you got to assume if all the rumors of like that time jump and everything are true, which they are by the look of it, it's like, of course, after what happened, they're going to need all the firepower they can get. And he's like, look, Pepper, you've had powers before. You've been in my armor. Let me train you during these couple years, so you're also here with us in case something happens. We need backup. So honestly, I really like that.
But that does kind of go against like why she became rescue and why she's called that. Like, she never had any like artillery on the suit.
Yeah,
it was all like magnets and everything to like, lift rubble up and get people out of the way. So, but it makes sense that she's here. I've been teasing it since Iron Man 3.
Right.
Like, it's the only way her arc can kind of really end. But
yeah, that's true.
It's cool, And plus, like, we got a 5-year time jump. I think that's all but confirmed at this point. So, if Tony's the head of S.H.I.E.L.D., if he brings that back, you're gonna want another Iron Man running around. So War Machine and Rescue, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it really does. And that's like one of these things, because we know like War Machine has his new armor, Tony has his new armor, so it's like gonna have like the Iron Family there, which honestly I'm kind of excited by, and difference of color once again, and it kind of brings up the question of like, what exactly is her like arc gonna be in this, and how much is she doing? Because we remember she posted photos of herself in a mocap suit like when they started shooting Infinity War, so clearly they did the thing where they're shooting the movies out of order, even like they were shooting parts for 4, during 3. So it's like, I want to see how it's utilized in, in a full effect or something.
Yeah, I just want to, because like there's a part on her, like, I know it's just the prop on, like, how she's wearing it, and, like, she has the suit in, like, so it's Danny Jr. when he does it. But it's like, I just need to see the full thing when it's done.
Yep.
So I just want that face mask where it points.
Yeah.
Don't have her looking like just another Iron Man mask. I know the mask is, like, the most recognizable thing at the minute, but, like, just give her the little pointy chin. Like, just do it.
Yeah, I wonder, like, also how much glow the suit is going to have, or is it going to be, like, a more basic suit?
I imagine it'll be the same as, like, the other two. Because Rhodey's got a little bit of glow to it. Not a lot, but... it depends, like, has Rhodey got the nanotech armor? I don't know if he does.
We don't know yet. It doesn't look like it.
No. Yeah, it doesn't. They haven't announced anything about what his suit can do or what his suit is.
I'd imagine if you all had the nanotech one, you would have, like, the same amount of, like, lights to it.
I mean, if it's true, and by the look of it, Rhodey was working on that giant cannon or something, maybe that cannon's gonna end up being nanotech, and, like, you know, it just spawns on him, and it's like, oh damn. So I could definitely see that, and that kind of be, like, pretty epic to see, you know, like, if they all have some sort of technology like that, which I don't understand why Tony wouldn't want them to, you know, like, it's like, dude, we need the best we can get, so everybody gets nanotech suits.
I mean, like, everyone getting nanotech suits makes sense, but, like, having that, what is it, a photon cannon, particle cannon, whatever it is, like,
proton cannon.
Like, the way they showed us how his suit works in Infinity War, where the bots can run out, he hasn't got a finite amount.
Yep.
That's something pretty big to have.
Honestly, I think since War Machine is built so bulky, they'll kind of, like, integrate that into his suit, being like he has maybe, like, extra, I don't know, nanobots ready for whatever.
He's so big, then that's why he has X amount more than everyone else. That would make sense, yeah. That's cool. I like how some scientists is like, oh, that's impractical. It's like, no, duh. It's a giant cannon, for Christ.
Yeah.
Like, the comic movie, of course, it's not practical.
So, yeah, you know, Rescue Armor, we're gonna know within, like, the next month and a half, 2 months, what this movie's title and everything like that. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but yeah, that's our take on the Rescue Armor and, I guess some of the Iron Family and what they're gonna be doing. So, yeah. The Guardians of the Galaxy 3 has a working title. What is it, Mitch?
Hot Christmas.
Okay, so
yeah.
Do you think it's Christmas themed, or is this just a thing?
I mean, a lot of people are saying it's probably a nod to Adam Warlock, which would make sense. He was the Stinger from the second one.
Yep.
I got no clue what else it could be for, but the more interesting thing is how it's got a working title, but everyone's saying it's delayed until 2021. And it's just like, no, that's not how things work.
Yeah. Well,
right.
And not just that, the recent report that they're looking at 3 to 5 female directors to take on this movie.
Yep.
I mean,
there's a lot of interesting names in that.
There is. They're definitely looking to get this movie out, because there's no way they're canceling this as a trilogy. Like, that's just, they're going to wrap it up. So that's happening one way or another. But, you know, what direction do you take this in? Because we know James Gunn ain't back to direct. That's definitely not happening, but they're using his script. So, and recently we even found out, it's like, oh, Adam Warlock might not play a big role in the future. They're uncertain about it, so I don't
believe that whatsoever. There's no way. Like, why? Like, maybe not a massive role, but he, you know, it's Adam Warlock. You can't just introduce him and have him done in one. No, you can introduce him, and then next movie you have the Magus, and then the next movie after that you can have the Universal Church of Truth. There's so much more you can do with that character. Plus, it sets up another giant cosmic threat you can have.
Yep.
While you wait for, like, Galactus and all that sort of stuff to come in. So
yeah, the good stuff.
I don't believe he's going to have a small role to none. That just seems like wasteful, but
it's interesting because, like, I feel like he probably would have had a bigger part had James Gunn stuck around to do his vision of what the next cosmic phase and what things they were doing. But I feel like now that they're guaranteed getting X-Men, Fantastic Four, all that back, they're going to start kind of leaning into that a little bit more, maybe scrap some of those ideas when it was still an uncertainty, you know?
I mean, they could full well, but I don't see why you ditch why not have both?
Mm.
Like, why would you ditch $1 billion franchise just for another $1 billion franchise?
Yeah,
Why not
true.
have $2 billion franchises?
Or
You know,
in their
it's-
case, like 7.
Yeah, it's like, oh, Iron Man's a $1 billion franchise. Let's never make a Thor movie again.
Right.
Like, don't need Captain America movie. No,
Yeah.
no, that's not how they do things.
So, what do you think realistically? Guardians, did they just like bump it back? Because we know originally Doctor Strange looked like it was going to start in July. Do you think they just swapped Doctor Strange and Guardians?
Possibly, because having a working title, that means you probably got a director sorted out. So I imagine we will hear couple of weeks, couple of months, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Especially if they want to start, keep that January date that they had for the production start. Like,
That's true, yeah. But
if
also,
it's got a working title now, so just pump it through.
the thing will be, like, where do they shoot, though, right? Because if Doctor Strange, by all accounts, is happening end of this year, starting next one, then there's either Atlanta or there's your, like, London studios and stuff, and it's like, so they're going to have to offset that, obviously, with the sound stages and stuff. So there's no way they're shooting two at the same time at the same stage, but...
No. Or that's if, like, Doctor Strange is actually gearing up to go into production that quick. I still think Strange is probably going to be a 2020 movie, but I don't know. It depends. If they announce the director for this, then it might get a slight delay. We actually will probably get into that later on. Actually, I got a little theory, but
yeah,
it's possible Strange takes that spot. With this working title, I'd imagine Guardians 3 is just going to come out like nothing happened, but
yeah.
Kind of like how Ant-Man did it. So, we lost our director, but we got another one.
Yeah, and that was a quick kind of turnaround, but that was so different because it was like, oh, it's Ant-Man. Everybody was already throwing it under the bus. It didn't have, like, all the eyes on it. Where Guardians is like, whatever choice they make, people are going to be upset regardless. So, it's...
But, like, whoever they get, they'll do a once-over on the script just to put their own voice in it, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's true.
If they plan this to be a massive thing for the next 10 years of their cosmic side of the MCU, then they're not gonna just tell someone else to come in and then just change everything.
True. Yeah.
It's like, no, we need these points here. You can do what you want with this bit and that bit, but for the most part, this has to stay and try and keep it feeling the same because we got an actor to please because we don't want to recast him either. But. That last part's probably optimistic, but...
I mean, we'll find out sooner rather than later, I guess. So, that's our Guardians 3 update for the time being. Wonder Woman 84 gets delayed by about 7 months. Good. I think that's the best way I can put it. It gives them more time.
I mean, it's good for them because it's clearly a box office move.
Yep. Oh, it definitely is.
So, it was always weird her having a movie in November. Why?
I've been saying, like, for so long. Like, the moment they announced that date, I was like, they're shifting. There's no way they keep it here. Like, they were so stacked, like, this coming up in November, there was no way they were going to keep that. I mean, just by looking at early tracking for this December, it's not looking good for that stacked December with Aquaman, Bumblebee, Mary Poppins. So they realized, like, move Wonder Woman because you don't want it to also suffer. So,
it's... there's some wild theories out there. It's like, it's going to be Flashpoint. It's like, no. What are you talking about?
Wait.
Well, exactly. Go back in time.
You know exactly.
That's what's going to be.
It's going to be Flashpoint as well. You know exactly. I haven't even got to tell you their name. You know exactly who said it's going to be Flashpoint.
So what you're telling me is like Wonder Woman's going to go into an invisible jet and go back in time and screw everything up?
Well, no, because the set pictures we've seen of her running are clearly her having Flash's powers. And she's going to travel back in time herself by running super fast. And then she's going to murder Aquaman and Mirror and rule Atlantis and all that because that makes total sense. But...
I like this. I like this a lot.
It's just like either that or they're running scared from a movie that would be out on home video by the time the original date for this movie was going to come out because that makes complete sense.
I mean, some people are also like putting in that it's going to be they moved it back. It's going to be the 3-year anniversary of the original film. So they might want to like.
Yeah, because it's literally like 2 days before, I think.
Yeah, so they might do a thing where they're gonna like put the first movie out so people can watch it again if they want to.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but it's definitely we could get like 2, maybe 300 million more if we put it out.
Oh yeah, I mean that summer it worked last time for Wonder Woman, putting it into a prime spot. So entering that summertime, like that's such a smart move, like it's.
Yeah, because I think like some of the movies here is like the 25th James Bond movie being shifted to February of 2020. The new Joker movie going to October 4th of 2019, and some other ones.
I tell you what, fucking everything's moving at the minute.
It is. It's
People
been
go,
insane.
Something's happening.
Yeah.
Like there's clearly something's moved, or they know something more.
Yeah. Let's see, some other movies are Kingsman 3, November 8th, Terminator 6, November 15th, Frozen 2, November 27th.
So, I'm looking right now just kind of as a quick, like there's nothing big, yet, because the year obviously hasn't been filled, but like 2020 you got a Marvel project on May 1st, then you have Scooby-Doo reboot a couple weeks after that, then Godzilla vs. Kong, and then a week after that you have Maleficent 2, and then the week after that, you have Wonder Woman. But after Wonder Woman, it's like 3 weeks till there's a Pixar movie. So they've pretty much got that prime spot. And I mean, there's really nothing else. Granted, somebody else is going to announce something for somewhere there in June, but it's literally picked the best possible spot to come out. So.
It's a smart move. Like, I don't know why people are going, oh, they're going to reshoot the entire movie. It's like, shut up.
Nope.
It's fine. It's clearly a money move.
Yep.
Yes, it's DC, and, they always push everything back because, Swamp Thing's delayed again as well for DCU, but it's fine. It's the one franchise they have that doesn't have problems. Let them be.
Yeah.
Fine.
And there's also, it's on their end, they could probably use a little bit more time to tighten up the effects and figure out also, like, think of it this way. Between November this year and November next year, that would have been 3 DC movies. And then, technically 4, because Joker, right? And then 2020 would have seen...
What would be the 4?
So you'd have, Aquaman this December, right? Shazam, Wonder Woman next November, and Joker in October. They would have had 4 movies.
Oh, you're talking about within like a 12-month span,
exactly.
not in
That's
like
too
an
much.
actual year.
Right, yeah. That's too much for them to put out. And also, then you go from 2019, technically having within 13 months, you have 4 movies. And then you drop down to 1, and then maybe another one in 2020. They literally did the best political game, being like, look, if we spread these out a little bit more, it doesn't seem like there's a dry spell like there has been since Man of Steel came out, right? It's a very intelligent move by them. You can understand why they did it. Money, it looks better on them. They have hype, so it's not surprising at all.
Plus, I can't remember if something actually moved out of the Wonder Woman date or from around the Wonder Woman date for them to actually put this here.
Yeah, there was God, I can't remember what the hell it was.
It wasn't Jungle Cruise, was it?
No, Jungle Cruise moved to a couple weeks after this. No, there was something substantial that was shifted slightly. I remember a couple months ago that happened. So,
we can get more into that later because that kind of dovetails. Looking at how I listed everything, I probably should have swapped the 2 topics around. But
there was also supposed to be in June, I believe it was 2020, whatever the sequel to Bumblebee is going to be, and that was rumored to be the next Transformers reboot. If Bumblebee is big, I could see it maybe happening.
Yeah.
I thought they said that if Bumblebee does well, they're going to do the Optimus Prime origin movie.
Right, yep. So...
Oof. Because we totally need that.
Nah, Mitch, it's going to be good.
all the Transformers fans are screaming.
Just like,
it's going to be good.
So
you'll see.
I guess that'll end it for our Wonder Woman talk because... they made smart choices. Lego, the gift that keeps on giving when it comes to leaking stuff. Now, obviously, sometimes Lego, they take liberties. Sometimes they're on the spot. So, Mitch, what has recently come out that's pretty substantial when it comes to Avengers 4 and Legos?
You didn't make the pun I was expecting you to make, but I'm thankful you didn't. But, now, there was some minifig leaks. There was like Ronan, there was Thanos, I think it was Captain America and Captain Marvel. They're fake because they have details on the arms, and Lego minifigs don't have details on the arms, so you can ignore those. The other one that is an interesting one because it's been taken off Instagram now. Like the guy's, he's not the most reliable source, but he's been right about this stuff in the past. Apparently, there's a Quantum Realm city set for the Avengers 4, which is, for the lack of a better word, kind of huge.
Oh, yeah. And now, if you combine that with the fact that the Quantum City is in Ant-Man and the Wasp, but there's also a deleted scene where they're going to it, the quantum suits that they have, I'm going to bet this is a pure legit thing. Like, there's no way this is just a coincidence so big, you know? Like, it's like,
I think the fact that the guy's taken the description of it down off of Instagram is kind of, it's a more of a sign that it's legit, but but we'll see. But you know, again, there's those leaks where it's like, oh, Scott's been in the quantum realm for 5 years. He would live in a city. No, why not?
Right.
If there's another foe, maybe it's Annihilus. Annihilus ruled the negative zone. Have Annihilus rule the quantum realm from the city. Done. And then Scott brings him back inadvertently, or he learns about our universal realm, whatever.
Yeah.
That's how that starts. Like, you can kind of start maybe piecing this movie together slightly, but until we know, like, get the actual images of the set leaks, then, or not the set leaks, like the Lego set leaks, then now it's all like just pure speculation at this point.
So
like,
I will say this though: the people that leaked Legos, the same ones that leaked Aquaman and Black Manta and Mera as Lego minifigures back in like March, they're very obscure on Instagram. They don't have many followers, but they've been correct. Their Facebook or their Instagram got shut down before, and they opened up a new one, so it's got a smaller following. But I can guarantee it's them. They did show interesting minifigures, which some of them do have some off things about it. I didn't get the screen cap it before I came back home, and I was like, oh, I'm going to go to that, and I'm going to save the full quality picture. It was taken down. So it was interesting because it did show Captain Marvel in the green outfit. So I was like, okay, this lines up with the fake-looking ones, but it was taken down. So I'm like, there is something here going on. There's definitely Lego leaks out there, and if you know where to look, you're going to find out a little bit more than most people know, and that's the thing. Like, Lego has been very much with this, because Lego is so big, they're producing toys for it right now. Like, they're manufacturing it because they know it's going to sell ridiculously, you know? So it's like...
Plus, they've had the magazine that has all, like, their future stuff and the Avengers set in there.
Yep.
So it will leak at some point. It's just the way come out.
I mean, if the Voltron Lego set will sell, then this will sell too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Lego, you just put whatever on Lego and it sells because it's Lego. Like,
Oh, yeah.
No, people will always buy Lego, but I know it'd be interesting if it does turn out to be legit, because then that kind of cracks open half the movie.
And also with recent talk about, you know, them saying, look, little things that are placed throughout the quantum realm, the next phase of Marvel movies is going to be built around the quantum realm and what those ramifications are and the impact on the MCU. I'm like, I think this is literally, like you said, it's going to crack open, and it's going to be like, whoa, we're getting a different MCU here. And I think you kind of start to get those ideas, and it's like...
I think that's probably why I'm doing the time jump. It's like, this is what we could possibly look like. Like, if it's 5 years, it's like, you know, you might not necessarily get these movies, but this might be like the direction we're heading in.
So my wife and I, when we go to the gym and back, it's like a 30-minute each way. So we usually talking about this type of stuff. And she was like, wouldn't it be smart if, like, you could doing that 5-year time jump? You're like, hey, look, here's Cassie, and here's this new character, and look, here's Riri Williams, and here's maybe Kamala Khan. And you're kind of like, yeah, they're kind of the new Avengers. They're a team of Avengers that are younger. And you kind of just place that in there. And if people react to it well enough, you're like, well, I guess I know what we're doing in a couple of years, you know, in the movie. So it's like, it makes a lot of sense if that's the approach you want to take with that time jump, to kind of test some of these newer characters that you might be unsure about, to see how the audience responds. You know, it's a smart move.
if they don't work out, you literally go, oh, well, that's a different timeline.
Exactly.
Like, we've changed it, so you don't have to necessarily see them again because the events that led to them never happened.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, so would they call them the Young Avengers, or would they call them the Champions for like?
I think it depends on who they do. If they go with like, we know there's Cassie Lang and she's going to be stature in this. Like, why wouldn't you do that? Like, if they do like Cassie Lang and Kate Bishop and all of that, I'd say call them Young Avengers and then have a Champions. I don't see why. Like, it's going back to the whole thing we had earlier about Guardians, X-Men. Why would you have $1 billion franchise when you have two?
Yep.
Like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spread them out. Like, it's just two different names, like Young Avengers.
Yeah, no.
Sure, they're kind of redundant with each other,
Yeah,
but
because
you can make them different.
Yeah, because I was just thinking about like synergy with like all the comic series and stuff. Because every time they tried to do a Young Avengers series, it never stuck around long enough. Because most people say like Young Avengers. Why would I want to read about some kids wanting to beat the Avengers when the Avengers are right there?
I mean, wasn't that the point of why they came back anyway? Because they weren't there.
I mean,
it was Civil War.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of how cool would it be if it's like we get to Avengers 4, right, and we're seeing this time jump, and it's like, oh, here's Spider-Man, and check it out, he looks a little older, and he's maybe teaching a couple people, because at this time, he's actually a full-blown Avenger that's like, you know, like he's one of the heads of it. It's like, oh, wow, that's kind of, you know,
He'll also be Dust. So
yeah, true. There's also that. I mean, we really don't know what they're doing here. So, dude, I'm so excited. Like, every time we get another leak, it just adds more to the pile of questions. I'm like, I can't handle this anymore. Like, it's just confirm this. To give us everything. The title, the trailer, the teaser, the posters. Just give us anything, please.
And the problem is, like, you know, when that Avengers 4 trailer comes out, no one's going to like it.
Oh, God. The expectations are so damn high.
Yeah. You know, I wasn't even a massive fan of that first Infinity War teaser because it wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
I remember you were severely disappointed. We argued about that on the podcast. We were like, wait, how did you not this?
Just like, but at the same time, that was the main reason why I'm just like, don't expect anything.
Mm-hmm.
I still love the movie. It's like top MCU tier at this point, but you know, I still stand it wasn't a great trailer, but you know,
well, that's how it goes sometimes.
You know, even with the trailer though, you're not going to see everything. Like, I doubt we see a third act in it. I know you normally get a third act, but no, if they got this time jump, you could make it seem like a third act when it's actually the first. But it depends what they do with it.
I mean, I think that's the thing, and like I said a couple days ago, I think people are building this movie up in their head to be something so big that when they see it, they're going to be like, oh, I'm kind of disappointed it's not what I pictured it was going to be.
But I think people did that with Infinity War, but it didn't go the way you'd normally think something like that would go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people had their own movie in their head, and like, this has to happen, that has to happen, but then everyone still loved it anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe they can do that. Maybe, hopefully, it doesn't become like a Last Jedi where people had their expectations and it's like, it's not what I wanted. And it's just like,
the person in the quantum realm is Plagueis, who's actually Snoke, who's actually Howard Stark.
Man, that would be.
If that doesn't happen, it's the worst maybe ever. Don't subvert my expectation. I want to know exactly what's coming by the book. Please.
Even though Infinity War didn't subvert anything, but it was like, oh, it subverted it. It's like, no, it didn't. Everyone expected them to die.
Yep. Everyone. We literally, we talked about it. We're like, all right, so we're expecting everybody's going to die at the end of the movie. Perfect. Let's go into this.
The amount of times I said on this show, like, he's going to snap. Like, the snap has to happen. It's going to be at the end, and it's going to lead to cliffhanger for the next one. Just like, just how it has to go. But
exactly. So, yeah, that's our talk for Avengers 4, Lego leaks, and various other things. Marvel 2020 removed the film. Now, I've directly talked to someone that said, don't worry, they're adding the third film in. It's probably going to be October, November. So, there you go.
Would it be October, November? Because they already have a November movie in 2020.
Yeah, it's weird. Because
isn't it the June one?
Yeah, that's the one that got delayed. So I'm wondering if they're going to reshuffle a little bit more. Maybe move something to December. Because Star Wars, by all accounts, isn't getting a December movie. So are they going to put a Marvel movie there? Maybe
I mean, I doubt in December because then you got Marvel and Star Wars.
Well, Star Wars, by all accounts, is going to be skipping that year. So.
Oh yeah, I've lost all sense of time.
Star Wars was supposed to have a movie there, but since they're reshuffling a bit, it's not looking likely.
See, I was thinking episode 9, and I'm thinking we're in 2019 now.
Yep.
And it's like, no, that's them. But no.
I've had that problem all year long.
It's like, what year is it? Who am I? But no, it's definitely, you said it yourself. It's not anything to worry about. They just, it can seem that way. It's like, oh, they've got rid of a movie. It's Guardians. It's cancelled. No, it's like, no, you're not going to give a movie a working title and then cancel it. That makes no sense.
So, just looking at it right now, because I got my list of everything. So they got May 1st, 2020, and November 6th, 2020. That's guaranteed. Yeah. July 31st is what was removed.
Yeah, I don't think those two change. Like, what's coming around like July, August time?
I mean, June is Wonder Woman. So,
because I know Jungle Cruise moved to like the week before this movie.
Right, that's why it is. Yeah.
So like that's clearly obvious why they've moved everything around there. But
The Rock has the power to move Marvel movies. Holy crap!
I mean, get The Rock in a Marvel movie.
So here we go. July 2020. Yeah, you got Jungle Cruise. It's listed still as the same day as Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah, like that movie's ever going to happen.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. So here we go. October 2nd. Untitled Fox Marvel film that was scheduled for that year. Disney's acquiring Fox. So they could feasibly take this date.
So what date was that?
October 2nd.
But then October, November.
Yeah, again.
That's... So is there no Fox Marvel movie dated for around July, August?
Just looking at it right now at my list, there is... there's June 26th, Untitled Fox Marvel film.
I doubt you'd put anything in there, to be honest. But...
That's probably Gambit, if that ever starts production.
Spoilers, it won't.
Yeah, spoilers for you. Oh.
Just like how X-Force is apparently supposed to start shooting this month. Where's that?
Yeah.
You ain't getting X-Force, people. But no, it'll crop back up, and they'll put it in a date.
The thing is, people are forgetting 2021. Marvel has 3 dates for that one, on top of the third Spider-Man Sony film, which that's going to happen. So, and also those TV series live action that are coming. So there's a lot of stuff in development, but rest assured, whatever it was, they're going to find a new date for it, unless, and this is a big unless, they literally want to slow down after 2019. But look, let's take a slow down. We'll put out 2 movies, let people get a breather, because we're probably going to have our first, MCU TV series out there on Disney Play. So maybe that's going to offset the production, and then back in 2021, they're like, all right, back to 3 to 4 movies and TV shows, so.
It's possible. But, I think it's all to do with Guardians.
Yeah.
No, they've got a working title, which more than likely means they have a director or they're close to getting one. It's just to give them time to do their once over on the script. And I think it all just rolls back around to that.
Mm-hmm.
Be honest, because if it was Doctor Strange, why would you even move it? Like, you wouldn't put Jungle Cruise there and then take this off. Jungle Cruise would have stayed where it was, and then you had that date still there. But
right,
that's what I think anyway. It could be. Maybe they have cancelled it. I doubt it, but you never know.
But... It's all because Disney is going to have a massive output the next 2 years. Once Fox is theirs, Fox, they're allowed to, because they're going to keep them as a sub-studio. So Fox is still allowed to put out 12 movies a year, which studios are allowed to put out 10 to 12, and then you get into some legal trouble, which is why they have sub-studios. Fox is still going to remain as a studio that's owned and run by Disney.
Yeah.
So those movies, if they need extras, I guarantee the X-Men movies will be a full-on Fox production, but Kevin Feige's in charge of it, so they can make sure more comes out, I fully believe that.
Huh, that's interesting. I wouldn't have thought...
I mean, it allows them more movies per year.
It does, but I don't know if they'd, because that would be what then, like 4 to 5 Marvel movies a year.
Yeah.
Can't see it.
I mean, remember Kevin Feige
Too
like
much.
a year ago even said, he's like, hey, if there is a need and a reason and we can justify it, we'll do 4. It's like, ooh, okay. So every 2.5, 3 months, a Marvel movie.
Yeah. I mean, I can see 4 because you have one every quarter, but I think 5's too, especially after the whole like Deadpool solo night, that cluster of movies not doing well. Deadpool did it right, but there was too many movies in that bit, and there's too many movies this year in December. I think that might put them off a little bit.
Maybe.
Because then you're just eating into your own profits. You know,
Yeah,
I think 5 is just a little too much. Like 4 is like the most you could get away with. Because then everyone else is going to start doing 4, and then where are their 4 going to go? And then you kind of, they need to keep it in check. Sort of thing. But, plus, who can afford 5 of these movies a year? Come on.
I mean, if there's one studio that I think could do it, this is the studio.
I meant me. I mean, like, there's so many as it is.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, sure, if they're gonna do this and they start like doing the day one home releases where you can spend like a tenner and get the movie at home, but with me, I do it. But I'm not going to no cinema with no people like 20 times a year. Forget that.
Oh, dude, I've been to the cinema because I did my best movies of the year. I've been to the theater 48 times this year.
Ugh.
I don't even know how that happened. I'm just like, oh, I guess that was a thing. Okay, you know.
Why would you willingly put yourself through that?
And I watched some terrible shit, so let me tell you, like, I regret some of those.
Oh, that's the first swear word of the episode.
Oh. We're just going to beep that and it'll be good. I'm just going to mark that right there.
Don't worry, YouTube, you're fine. But yeah, I honestly, there's nothing to worry about this movie. It's fine. There's reasons for it. It's more than likely that to get Guardians out easier, to give the people time. But.
Yep. And honestly, let me put this question out there. If Marvel Studios feasibly, let's say if they move to 2 movies a year again, but they offset that with 2 MCU-produced Kevin Feige Disney playthings, ain't nobody gonna complain. Like,
I don't know, because like, how many people would actually watch the shows?
Well, I mean, it's gonna be a pretty substantial subscription service, so I think they're gonna drive a decent amount.
Yeah, because that's my only worry with those shows. Is how much like sure they're going to be the same characters and the same actors. We know Olsen and Hiddleston are back for Logan Scarlet Witch, but are they realistically going to do like a major plot point in those and then have it in the movies? We'll wait and see. I kind of doubt it, just because. But then again, they do the same thing in the movies, I suppose. No, not everyone saw every movie, but. I don't know. I'd be interested to see just how they handle those. But.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. All I know is the future is exciting because, man, Disney is about to change Hollywood within the next 2 months in a major way. So,
especially with the whole Netflix thing and that spanner that Netflix has thrown at Marvel TV, there's a lot of interesting stuff.
Yeah,
at the minute. You could probably talk about it for hours, but
to say the least.
Yeah,
to say the least. Brings us to the end of the main show topics, and to kind of wrap this podcast up. So, hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. We've had some pretty good topics, I would say.
It's 3 weeks in a row we've had decent topics.
Wow, it's one of these weeks. Probably Thanksgiving week is going to drop. It's going to bomb.
Yeah. Just remember, it's only like a month until the Avengers 4 trailer, so...
Yeah.
Start looking forward to that one.
Hype. Can't wait. So...
How would you top throwing a moon, though, is the question.
Okay, so
because that was the one thing everyone wanted to see, and we never got to see it in the trailer.
So here's how you top that. You stand on the actual moon, and you throw Earth at the moon. Huh?
What?
Huh?
Makes sense.
See? Yeah. And then Black Bolt's going to show up and stop them. It's going to be great. Black
But he's not gonna have he's not gonna have a suit though.
Yeah, I think you're confusing Black Bolt for Icarus of the Eternals. We don't talk about the other ones. No.
Yep.